President-elect Trump, my friend, congratulations on being elected President of the United States of America.
Donald Trump and Israel's leaders declare each other best of friends, but President Trump's visit here is providing an early test of Mr. Trump's campaign promises as he also tries to restart peace talks with Palestinians. Apart from the promises, that closeness faces a deeper test over whether Mr. Trump shared Israeli intelligence with Russia. I'm Ian Fisher, Jerusalem Bureau Chief for the New York Times.
We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem.
Since making it a major campaign pledge, Trump, like other presidents before him, has backtracked for now from saying he'll move the United States Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Israelis see the contested holy city as its eternal, undivided capital. But most of the rest of the world considers its status on hold for a deal to be shared between Israelis and Palestinians alike. Arab leaders have cautioned the Trump team that the move could inflame Palestinians, or at least making it harder to restart talks. And although Israeli leaders have long seemed not to put the issue at the top of their priorities, demands for the move have grown, including from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Before Trump's visit here, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson cast further doubt on Trump's promise.
In large measure, the president is being very careful to understand how such a decision would impact a peace process.
Adding to the confusion and the division in the Trump administration, 2 days later, the UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, said the embassy should be moved to Jerusalem.
Are you ready to give up of the notion of two-state solution that was adopted by previous administration?
At a press conference with Netanyahu on February, Trump seemed to stray from decades of U.S. policy favoring a two-state solution.
So I'm looking at two-state and one-state, and I like the one that both parties like. I'm very happy with the one that both parties like. I can live with either one.
Trump's choice for ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, who's doubted a need for two states, has also caused alarm for two-state supporters. But now, a two-state solution, or something close to it, seem back on the table.
With President Rivlin and Prime Minister Netanyahu, he will reaffirm America's unshakable bond to the Jewish state. With President Abbas, he will express his desire for dignity and self-determination for the Palestinians.
And Secretary of State Tillerson also said Palestine, not the Palestinian territories, in his recent TV interview.
It's a peace initiative between Israel and Palestine.
Many Israelis object to the name Palestine as an implicit recognition of a Palestinian state. But it was quickly walked back. A senior official said Tillerson's use of the word Palestine had been unintentional and unfortunate. Israeli settlement building in the occupied West Bank has long been one of the thorniest issues in the peace process. Since taking office and following Israeli announcements for new settlement construction earlier this year, the new occupant of the White House, like his predecessors, has become more cautious. The White House had this to say back in February. While we do not believe the existence of settlements is an impediment to peace, the construction of new settlements or the expansion of existing settlements may not be helpful in achieving that goal. Trump then publicly asked Mr. Netanyahu to exercise restraint on settlement building.
So I'd like to see you hold back on settlements for a little bit. We'll work something out.
Let's try it.
Doesn't sound too optimistic, but that's the Iran deal made by the previous administration is one of the worst deals I have ever witnessed.
Trump has strongly condemned the Iran nuclear deal made by President Obama.
A historic understanding with Iran.
He and Netanyahu, who fought that deal bitterly, had been on the same page. But despite Trump's bashing, his team says they'll keep it in place for now. As Jews here and in the United States question just how tight a friend Mr. Trump, as president, will be.